I was thinking about some of the other characters you played recently, like in Dirty Girl and Killer Joe, and even Dark Knight Rises to a certain degree, are all sort of broken characters. These are broken girls, and Alice is kind of the same. What attracts you to these types of roles?
I mean, I think Alice isn't broken. She's more frustrated and desperate. Like, she doesn't feel like a broken person to me. She's almost, her ego's kind of hurt.
Okay.
You know, like she thinks she deserves better. And I think that's why she reacts to the teapot in that way, because it's kind of the nastiest side of her coming out of her. But there is this beautiful side, which is the side that is in love with John, and the side that he sees in her and brings her back to, you know? But I don't think she's a broken girl. I think she's frustrated and she's annoyed.
It's really the teapot that brings the worst out of
her. Out of you, yeah, exactly. And except I think, you know, because John's so nervous of it and frightened of it, that he ultimately ends up challenging it. Even though he gets into it for a little bit. But I think being attracted to kind of broken characters.
Or desperate characters.
Desperate, yeah, or just characters that are going through change. They're going through something. They need to figure something out, you know? They need to let something out so that they can continue. I like that. I like the idea of that. I've been through that a million times, you know? Who hasn't had a moment where they're like, this isn't working. I need to figure it out. What am I doing wrong, you know? And it's been amazing because I've been so blessed with playing so many different, beautiful, fantastic, crazy women that are going through similar things but incredibly different ways. So it's a challenge in itself, to try and keep them all different.
Yeah, and it's excellent that you keep finding those types of parts for you, too.
Thank you, yeah.
You talked a little bit about the relationship between Alice and John. Tell me a little bit about that, and, you know, because, as you said, the teapot really brings the worst of that relationship out.
Yeah, well, I think that's what the teapot ultimately does, is it brings the worst out in everybody, you know? And I think, unless you really, really try and fight it, if you have the strength to do that, good on you. That's partly why I was so excited about the script, is how differently John and Alice react to the teapot, because I think that's human, I think that's real, you know? And like I was saying, I think it really brings out the worst in Alice. And that frightens John, what he sees. And I think the combination of the two of them, you know, it makes the film a moral movie, because you kind of sit in the audience being like, which one would I be? You know? And I think ultimately that's what I loved also so much about this film, is that it's kind of his moral wins. It's like, money doesn't make you happy. You've got to be happy with the things that really mean something in life. And then if you make money, cool, you know? But it's like, that's not the be-all and end-all of the universe.
Yeah. Tell me about working with Michael, because he seems like
he's
a fun
fantastic.
guy to have on set.
Yeah. Just like filled with, you know, he brings so much joy and so much laughter to everyone on the set. And also he's just genius actor, man. He just is so in it all the time and just gives and gives and gives. So open as an actor that just reacting to him in a scene is exciting. It makes your job so exciting, you know? And I think I take my hat off to him. He just feels like an actor from another generation. He just, his craft is really art, you know? And God, he makes you laugh.
Yeah. Last thing I just wanted to ask you about was Maleficent. You have coming out in a little while. What was it like working on that? And were you a fan of the Sleeping Beauty mythology?
Yeah. But it was, I had such a good time, man. It was a whole new experience for me because I did motion capture, and that was amazing. It was like a crazy, crazy learning lesson as well. It's a really fun job. I'm excited.